Give me that fan back.
Well, the thing is, it started here, didn't it? In this place.
Yeah.
This is the start of it.
We absolutely love it here, don't we? It's just so beautiful.
We've grown up here.
We have grown up here.
I will never forget the day when we were sitting at the house. We were here for Marino's wedding.
Yes.
And it was Easter, and then we were having a conversation about the shoes, and I was going to the factory to get Rose a pair of sandals, and I just made this comment to David about how well they would do in London.
Yeah.
And David disappeared into the house. We were in our
Next
bikinis.
thing we know.
He came out and he said, right, you have a meeting in half an hour, and we was like, what?
It changed.
But for us, it was a really big thing.
Exactly.
And
yeah, because it's something we talked about for a lot of years, but we'd never actually sort of put it into action. And then for someone to suddenly say, right, come on,
get up.
And then an hour later we was in a meeting.
So we've learnt along the way, lots of lessons. We placed an order for 400 pairs.
Yeah.
Quite a quirky,
Definitely.
brave collection. It wasn't safe. We didn't play it safe.
No,
at all. We wanted to make a difference. You had seen the sandals in the UK. There were other people selling them, but they weren't selling the ones that we, decided to launch. And basically, more or less, they'd like pre-order wise had sold out before they even landed in the UK.
Yeah, I think we took some samples home with us and we photographed them on our mum's grass. I remember that we used to just lay the sandals out on the grass, didn't we?
You were the model.
I was the model. Still am. Yeah.
I really remember that, the Facebook page getting to 100 likes and us being excited by that.
Yeah.
And at that same time...
100 likes.
Yeah.
And now we're at 120, 30,000.
Yeah. But they were 100 people that we didn't know. Yeah. And that's what was exciting for us. It wasn't family and friends, it was people that were ready for something like that.
Yeah.
So, yeah. Delivery hell.
Yes.
I can remember arguments used to break out because I was always surrounded by kids.
Yeah, at that time, when we first started,
I was a bit of a nightmare.
Well, you weren't a nightmare. I didn't have any kids, did I, at that time? So, and you was in the midst of 3 young kids. So
One of them, the youngest of whom, was a complete lunatic.
We often found her, didn't we? Like surrounded by lipstick and
under the
painting
cover,
on the walls.
under the covers in one of the bedrooms, eating through a whole load of Kit Kats. That was a special moment.
Chocolate monster.
Yeah.
No, but we used to have this massive UPS van, didn't we? Turn up outside our mum's. I was still living with mum at the time, that's why we used to work from there.
Yeah.
And then just delivering hundreds of boxes, and we would be surrounded.
50 boxes, that sort of volume
at
the beginning, would turn up, wouldn't it, at mum's, and then it was, we were like Madonna.
Yeah.
We were like heavy lifting, it was physically hard work. It was though, and we'd drag the boxes, we'd form like a conveyor belt of family members.
Yeah, mum, dad, God.
The boys used to be involved, and we would just slide the boxes from the front door down the hallway, and then the next person would slide them out to the
carpet.
The carpet got completely trashed.
Yeah. Sorry, mum.
Yeah.
So Amy, our cousin, we call her Minnie, don't we? Because she's tiny.
Yeah.
She's our nickname, and yeah, she's been working with us from the beginning as sort of customer service.
We needed her. She had that retail experience.
Yeah.
She'd always worked in shops and retail. She'd managed stores, hadn't she? So she, customer-wise, she's been like...
She's been brilliant, yeah.
And she puts the customer first.
Yeah.
If there's an issue, that's it. They're coming first, and which we agree with.
Yeah.
We don't put the customer last,
No.
but she's got a good way of how she deals with that.
Definitely, yeah.
Very warm.
Yeah.
And she's like become like a focal point in the office, really, hasn't she?
Definitely.
Talking about the Facebook page, which really was the thing that helped us to spread the word about the shoes.
Palmaira love.
Yeah, Instagram's taken over now, hasn't it? But in the beginning, the Facebook page was just such a big thing. And really, when you talk about that, going from 100 likes at the beginning,
Yeah.
through to over 100,000, and the loyalty that the customers have.
We've had customers, they've been with us from the beginning, and that we know them now, don't we? They're almost, you can almost count them as like friends. Obviously you haven't met them, but we're in touch so much, and especially I do deal with the Facebook page, and you know, you feel like you know them people, and they've bought from us from the beginning, and we always say that, don't we? Like, massive big up to our customers. We love our customers so much because they've just been brilliant.
Now, and quite often when we're designing and we're looking at leathers, you might say, I know who's going to like that, and she'll name a customer, and you know that that's the sort of thing they're going to love. So they really are, they've just been a massive support, which we could never have dreamed that would be the case.
No, it's like a
people have
community,
taken the
isn't
shoe to their hearts.
Yeah.
And the
you, girl.
No, they have. They've taken Palmaira to their hearts, haven't they? And seem to care. They care about the survival of it and the development of it.
I think maybe the reason behind that is because it's such a family-run business, and I think people can see that. Obviously, it's me and you, our cousin, and then our mum's helped us, our dad, our aunt.
Yeah, people can identify with that. It's not been something that there's been this funding, and then you're trying to sort of develop a brand that's going to have some sort of world domination. It's not been like that. It's been genuine hard work.
But you say you don't want to take over the world?
I don't want to take over the world.
I do. World domination. Another thing is a massive part of our business is Palmaira Sandals Australia. They're just two lovely girls.
Yeah.
Living in Australia, but they are English, aren't they?
Yeah, one of them's an Essex girl who's literally from our sort of neck of the woods.
Yeah.
So I met her, I think we'd only started the business, I don't know, 6 months before, and she ordered a pair for her wedding.
Silver glitter.
Yeah, and she was in a rush to get them. She needed them. She'd come over to the UK because she was getting married in Europe. And she came to the house to pick them up because we were working from mum's, and we just clicked straight away.
She's so warm.
She was so vivacious and just gorgeous and colourful. And anyway, she took these shoes, and then a few weeks later contacted us once she got back to Australia, and talked about, you know, doing the same sort of thing that we've done over there. And they had their own ideas. And we've just worked, the four of us together, and they've set up Palmaira Sandals Australia, and they were based, Jen and Gems, and they're based in Sydney, just outside of Sydney, and we're just so proud of them. But it is it's a team effort. So when we talk about Palmaira Sandals, it is, you know, they are absolutely a part of it,
aren't they?
Yeah, it's like they're like an extension of our Palmaira family.
They've got a story in their own right, haven't they? Which is a story for another day, as it is. But they're brilliant. And
you know what's so nice about the sandals is that it's the same manufacturer that we've always worn, and it's David's school friends' family business, and they're just made in the most lovely way, aren't they, by local workers, in really, you know, in this tiny little village on the south coast of Menorca.
No, and the sandals have to be authentic Menorcan sandals. There's only a sort of a handful of factories in Menorca where they make the authentic Menorcan sandals, and they get like this little government certificate to say that they're authentic, and they have to be made, don't they, all the components in a certain way. And we've always preferred the shape, haven't we, of the Mebo sandals. They're such a lovely shape.
We think they're the best. They're the best you can get. Made by the best people.
Exactly.
Yeah. In the best village.
Yeah. We love Esme-Jean. Esme-Jean. So we often get asked the question, don't we, how do we juggle the business and the families? We've got 6 children between us. And it's tough at times, isn't it? Because
I'm finding it easier now in some ways because my kids are getting older, but it just changes. It changes, the nature of being a mother changes as they get older. For you, you're sort of running around behind them and having to keep them safe, and you're limited on time, aren't you, that you can spend in the office. Whereas I've got the time in the office, but then often get a call, you know, that something dramatic's gone on.
I might have a baby on the boob, but you've got a school teacher on the phone.
Yeah, saying one of the kids has been sent out of class. Yeah.
No, but it is. We have a lot of support, don't we? And that's the great thing about running a family business, and it's very flexible.
Yeah.
And we've got so much support from our mum and dad, and we support each other, don't we? That's the thing. Like sometimes you can't work as much, and I step in, and sometimes we just and vice versa. And I think that's the great thing about about us.
Yeah, and
helping
being
each other.
Sisters as well. The kids have got that. It's like having another mum, isn't it? We share the kids really.
Yeah.
We just.
No, and we're neighbours, aren't we? We're neighbours. Live in the same row, so I'll often get my kids asleep and then go to Tracey's at whatever
to have a sleep.
10 o'clock at see you later, I'm going to have a glass of wine. No, I come to you, don't we, when we get our work done in the evening.
Yeah.
We fit everything in the hours that we have, so it works for us.
I drew out like a little palm tree and then wrote the word Palmaira off of it.
Yeah. No branding experts for us, eh?
It was hand drawn.
Draw things out.
Yeah.
It's all our own ideas. We've sort of never had any advice in that way, have we? We just, we've just kind of learned as we've gone along, haven't we?
Yeah.
I think a lot of that comes from our dad, don't he? Our mum and dad, but Dad is sort of a businessman himself, isn't he? And
he's certain of his own decisions.
Yeah.
I do think that's been something with us. We've gone on instinct.
Definitely.
Right from the start.
Yeah.
And we've relied on that feeling of sort of knowing whether something feels right or wrong.
Trust your gut, definitely.
Yeah, and trying to be fair and honest, and because it's so transparent if somebody's not being like that.
Yeah. I think the design aspect of our business it's developed, hasn't it, as we've gone along?
Yeah, and it still is. It's developing because we haven't had any design training. Although I did do fine art, and
you're very creative.
Yeah, and I went to London College of Fashion, but it was much more like a styling and journalism course that I did.
Yeah.
But with the design, it's been something that's it's developed as we've grown in confidence and known more
what the people want, really. Because we
and
know
what we want to wear.
Yeah.
And not been able to find it, so we've drawn it. And we've worked, it's been a brilliant partnership with Bosco, who is one of the directors at Mebo, and he's so talented. And we've just worked together on sort of taking the sandal and pushing it forward.
Doing different things with it, And then, I don't know about you, but I think up ideas when I'm laying in bed at night, when I've usually got like a child awake, and I think of all these colour combinations in my head, and then we go to Milan, we go to Alicante, go to the leather shows, and then to be able to source the things that you've thought of in your head, it's so exciting, isn't it? We love that part of it. It's one of our favourite things.
Yeah. It has. That's been a brilliant thing when we've gone to Bosco with a drawing and you see it start to come to life. That's really, really exciting. One of the things that we've been excited about, and has also helped us to sort of extend our sales all through the year, has been the snug. So our Avaka, which has got like a shearling lining.
Oh, we love it, don't we?
Oh my God. And when we came up with that and then saw the first prototype and we tried them on, like we flew out here and we'd had a phone call from Ina, who was working at the factory, who tried them on first, and she couldn't believe it. She was
Get out here and try them on.
Get them on your feet. And they've been brilliant. They've been so well received, and so we're really sort of developing that.
Yeah, we're really excited about it. We've got some lovely ones, haven't we, for this autumn winter?
Yeah. How I see Palmaira is it's always going to be a niche thing, and we want to stay in control of it. It's really important that for us, I think, I know you feel the same as me, that we are on every aspect of it.
Definitely.
Because it's about us.
We're at the head of everything, don't we? And I wouldn't want to lose that control.
No, so there's only so much growth with it, and also the fact that they are handmade and they're such a high quality product, they're never going to be mass produced.
No.
And they're a shoe really for the future. They're a traditional shoe that works for the future because they last for years. No, it symbolises summer for us,
Yeah.
the Avaka sandal. You couldn't imagine, could you, like going through a summer without wearing a pair?
Oh no.
And that's the future.
Yeah.
That's the future, keeping it fresh.
Summer must-haves.
Yeah.